matches remaining.
Music pumping up in the background. Chinese really did their good work on this, setting up this Tug of War stadium. Amongst the best I've ever seen. New rope. Tuggers normally don't like the new ropes. You see it's a bit stiff. It's a pound in there to get it where it needs to be. Emma in New Year.
We are underway. Match number 10. Sweden pulling to the left hand, Great Britain pulling to the right.
Number 5 against number 3. Sweden being seeded number 3, Great Britain number 5.
GB digging in, Sweden digging into. Look at this. This is the most steady of starts we've had. 10 matches in. Neither team with a big advantage yet. Now Team GB, few of them on the floor. Would that be considered too long? Maybe just a warning. That's a friendly warning, I think. Not one of the ones that can get you disqualified from a match, which we did see in one yesterday. Still neither team really at home here, but Sweden start a big surge. GB responds. This is a great fight. Now, what a tug this is. Sweden, just when it seemed like they might be able to string something together, slipped, didn't give too much away. It is all theirs in the first pull. Once it started going then, but for a long time, a real stalemate in the center.
Yeah, thought Great Britain was doing well there, and then they lost that foothold. Karen Jakobsen, center judge, having a word there with Dave Megan, coach of GB. There's that difference we talked about not coming through. It's very slippery, difficult conditions. Daniel forced it. Probably a substitution here.
We didn't get much of that yesterday either. A substitution's common, as I said, that we've barely seen any.
We have actually, normally we encourage the teams not to do it during the play, that once they come off, to then do the substitution so that it doesn't disrupt play. But of course you can do it, like in this case, after a pull. So this is obviously, for Great Britain, a very serious pull. So they are now bringing in making a tactical change, bringing in fresh legs, doing everything in their power to reverse the situation. Both not nice. They will all have some rain covering underneath. It's also a fine line because that also makes your body heat up. Discussing tactics there, goals. What are we going to do different here? Hey, coach giving some direction there.
These breaks between pulls, there's a certain time duration for them, but if a pull happens to go on for a very long time, are they allowed a slightly longer break in between?
If a pull goes on for a long time.
Yes. So this break between pull number 1 and pull number 2.
This break
seems
in
to be a
between.
little longer.
Yeah, because of the substitution. Yeah, of course they rush. The guy in the substitution corner knows he gets the new player on fuel as soon as possible, and then he will nullify the entry of the one that was on field. Of course, is certain amount of you can see it in fuel.
Yes.
Yeah. And so they're double checking the accreditation card, confirming weight. And
so this
on.
is the delay. This is
Yes,
why there's
yes.
a longer delay here. It's not because of the pull, it's because of what's happening off the.
That's
So
it.
that shows then that this substitution wasn't planned, I guess, that they weren't thinking we're going to do one pull, then we're going to substitute for the second pull, or maybe this process would have been completed earlier.
Yeah, but in this case, the coach might decide, listen, let's give it all in the first pull, then so it's pretty much tactical still.
Yeah. With the number of competitors that there are on each team, 8 on the field, obviously there are some more as well. People might be wondering why you don't see more substitutions, why you don't have a team of players burn themselves out on one pull and then 7 of them change for the second.
No, this is nothing like the bomb squad in rugby. This is one substitution allowed, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then if a member then after that gets injured, you carry on with 7. And that sometimes happens. So that's why you substitute as late as possible for that possibility.
That would be particularly important, of course, if there were 3 pulls, if you were doing the best of 3. When we get to the semi-finals and the 5th place playoff, bronze medal match and the gold medal match later on today, when we get to those are all best of 3s. If it's a draw, if it's 1-1, that isn't enough. You've got to go and beat the team twice. We don't do draws when medals and positions are at stake. So, substitution on Team GB. That naming, that Team GB sort of branding and title really came around in the Olympics in London 2012. It was never really a thing prior to that, but when Great Britain held the Olympics, and I was a dancer in the opening ceremony and I got to be a part of it. It was just such an incredible experience. But that is where Team GB as a thing kind of came from, as a chant and a brand. And they're still using it so many years later, 13 years later. And it really stuck to the British people. It's so good to see the British team here. They were on the same flight as me coming out. And, in the uniform, representing Team GB. I'm sorry to say, the World Games didn't get anywhere near as coverage as I believe it should.
Unfortunately.
It is such a spectacle, so many incredible sports here. Sports you know well, sports that you don't, some ones that are very sort of making waves and trends are in the World Games too.
Yes.
There's so many days of competition, 32 sports in total, I think it is. And look at the action we're getting from these absolute committed athletes and battlers. The gladiators that they are in the rain in Chengdu.
Indeed, gladiators, warriors.
Yes. The men had it easy in the dry, didn't they? Look at this. Come on, ladies. Sweden against Great Britain.
Great Britain having none of that, pulling it back to that center line.
Oh, it's dead. Yes, it's dead in the middle for now. Big gap between the 7 and 8 on Sweden's side. 8 being the anchor, of course.
See that footholds getting
waterlogged now. Whereas 1, 2, 3 very close together on GB, I feel. Look at that, really, really not much room between those two in particular. My gosh, the rain and the mud. But what a spectacle, what a showcase for these athletes. So yes, we're going to do this anyway. We're getting absolutely drenched in the commentary position. I'm not even sure how it's getting us.
All our notes going all over.
Come on! For both teams. Look at this in the center, in the worst conditions we've had yet. But now fighting it, Sweden start the movement. And is there anything Team GB can do on the ground? Being told to get off the floor, of course, they do, but Sweden take this 2-0. It is wet where we are, but look where the battle is.
Speaking about the 2012 Olympics, I was speaking with some British members last night. I was just mentioning that in my personal opinion, 2012 was one of the most enjoyable Olympics for me. Really, I can still remember that mascot that just brought some fun to the situation. And of course, James Bond and the Queen.
Oh yeah,
Jumping from that plane in the
it was
ceremony.
I'll come back to it in a moment. I just want to point out here Sweden being so